Now, good afternoon from Dragon Park in Newport on what could be a historic day for Cymru's under-17 side. My name is Meilir Emrys and I'm here to guide you through the young Welsh side's second game in the elite round of qualifying for this summer's UEFA European Under-17 Championships in Hungary. Cymru has never previously reached the finals of the continental tournament in this age group, but after Wednesday's impressive 4-2 win over Scotland, a second victory this afternoon will now be enough to guarantee Craig Knight's side a place at the European top table in the coming months. Standing in their way today are Iceland, who obviously still have their own aspirations of reaching the finals as well. They drew their opening elite round game with Montenegro in Cardiff on Wednesday and will therefore be looking for 3 points today, which would be enough to lift them above Cymru in the table. And with that, I'll pause for the anthems. Iceland's Lofsungur o Gudvorsland, followed by Hen Maden Hadai. And if we're judging the singing this afternoon, I think Cymru might have just won that contest. So we'll have a look at the teams. Cymru to start with. Craig Knight makes 4 changes to the team that defeated Scotland in midweek. Manchester United's Gabriele Biancheri, who scored Cymru's second goal on Wednesday, is one of the players that has been dropped to the bench. Cardiff's Cody Toos replaces him in the forward line. Ronan Capaccio, Jacob Cook and Alfie Tuck are the others who come in to the starting 11. We suspect that the shape of the team will remain the same. Again, Craig Knight going with a 4-3-3 formation. So it's a pretty attacking lineup for Cymru. who know after the results earlier this afternoon between Scotland and Montenegro that a win, as I said, this afternoon will be enough to take them through to the finals. This is the Iceland team, and the standout and familiar name in this team is captain Daniel Gudjonsson, son of Eidur and a member of Iceland's greatest footballing dynasty. He scored 3 times in October's initial qualifying stage. Joining him in the forward line this afternoon is Borussia Dortmund's Cole Campbell, and 50% of the Icelandic defence are named Stefansson. Sylvie Stefansson is number 2. Or number 5 rather, and Stefan Stefansson is number 2. And like Cymru, we suspect that Iceland will line up in a 4-3-3 formation. So both sides expected to match each other. So, as I mentioned twice already, a win this afternoon for Cymru would be enough to ensure that they finish on top of the group and therefore qualify for the first time ever for the finals of the UEFA European Under-17 Championship. The result that I spoke of a few moments ago, earlier this afternoon at the Cardiff International Sports Campus, Scotland beat Montenegro by 2-1. So neither of those teams can now finish above Cymru if Cymru win this afternoon, of course. The referee today is 29-year-old Dominik Stary from the Czech Republic, a familiar face in the Fortuna Liga, or the Czech First League, the top tier of Czech football. He refereed Slovako's 3-0 win over Trinity last weekend in the Slin Derby, when he showed Trinity's Martin Fillo a red card after just 4 minutes. So he's clearly happy to make the big decisions right from the first whistle. No such drama when he refereed this group's opening game on Wednesday, that 0-0 draw between Iceland and Montenegro in Cardiff. So Iceland will kick off, attacking from right to left as we look at it in this first half. Just waiting a few moments. The teams actually came out a few moments early, obviously eager to get on with it. And it's all to play for Iceland as well. After that opening draw, a win for them this afternoon would take them above Cymru to the top of the group with 1 round of games to go. And after we had to wait a few minutes for it, it's a foul start. After all that, Mr. Stary bringing the players back. It was Cole Campbell who'd run forward a bit too early. An early foul on Ronan Capaccio of Cardiff City, 15-year-old, who's come into the team this afternoon. Cymru patiently playing the ball across the back. Charlie Crew, the captain. Nice ball down the wing by him, finding George Morgan of Everton. His cross wasn't best dealt with. Allowed Cody Toos to get a shot in and win the game's first corner. It's Louis Giles who will take this. Looks like it's going to be an in-swinger. Indeed it is. Not the best corner. Ball headed back to Giles. Better cross this time. And that forced Sylvie Stefansson to clear the ball behind for a second Welsh corner. Short corner this time. Giles with a deep cross towards the back post. And that was a free header. Dylan Lawler just didn't quite time his jump as he would have wanted. There was actually a man coming in behind him in a red shirt. promising start for Cymru. First couple of minutes. Iceland playing the ball out of the back. Björnsson hits it forward, somewhat aimlessly. That'll be a Cymru throw. Cymru with the wind at the backs in this first half at Dragon Park, the National Football Development Centre here in Newport. Kapaku with the throw. So Björnsson thought about going one way. Surely it was a foul throw. For Halson. The short pass. Cymru putting real pressure on the Iceland side, trying to stop them from playing the ball out from the back. Oh, and Iceland did get it forward. There was an offside. It's Kjartansson, who was tracking back. Try and keep you informed with some scores from the Cymru Premier as the game goes on this afternoon. One of those scores. Penabon's a 2-1 up against Bala. Rather, it's the other way. It's Bala who are 2-1 up. Beg my pardon. Cymru coming forward here, no doubt about that. See Jacob Cook plays it through. Iwan Morgan, the hero, on his debut on Wednesday night, scored 2 goals. And that's his rangefinder for this afternoon. Shot on target, straight at the goalkeeper. Cymru have stolen the ball back. The pass couldn't quite find Iwan Morgan. Well, we saw the other night that Cymru pressing the defence. The other night it led to a goal for Gabriele Biancheri. And just for a moment, it looked like there was going to be a chance there. Despite that, Iceland persevering with playing the ball out of the back on the ground. Forward, slightly caught on the wind. And Iceland have managed to steal the ball back, and they're coming forward here. And they won, rather needlessly maybe, a free kick. A foul by Charlie Crew on Cole Campbell. Charlie Crew kicked the ball away after committing that foul, and he got away with it. First real chance for Iceland then. 2 men around this. 2 men also in the Welsh wall. Cole Campbell curling it in. Ball cleared out. As far as Sigurdsson. Ball hit back into the wind. Kit Markerson slipped there. The Welsh goalkeeper got away with it. This is a good little period of possession for the visitors. Here's Gudjonsson, that familiar name. His father, Eidur, not only played 88 games for the Iceland side, also played club football for Chelsea, Barcelona, Bolton Wanderers, many other clubs around Europe. During a long and distinguished career. In the Cymru Premier, Kyle Patton has put Haverfordwest 2-1 up against Caernarfon in the bottom six. Are the champions, or the champions-elect, the New Saints, are now 6-1 up against Cardiff Met. Thorbjørnsen to take the throw. Charlie Crew battling with Daniel Gudjonsson. Gets the ball clear, concedes a throw. Cole Campbell. Neat little flick inside. It's come to Gudjonsson, the Icelandic captain. Cleared eventually down the ground. No one there in the red shirt. It's been another goal in that Haverfordwest Caernarfon game. It's now 2-2 there. Big game that in the bottom six. Caernarfon looking over their shoulders at the relegation places. Haverfordwest pushing for that 7th spot and a place in the European playoffs. Cole Campbell has been very lively in this first 10 minutes. Still battling his way on and winning a free kick. Cole Campbell is actually also qualified to play for the United States. His mother, Raquel Carvelsson, was an Icelandic international. 10 caps for her, about 20 years ago now. Cole Campbell joined Borussia Dortmund last summer, playing for their under-17s and under-19 teams. A few appearances for him in the UEFA Youth League during this season. It's Daniel Ingi Johannesson is going to take this kick. A bit too far out for the shot, but nevertheless a promising position for Iceland. Johannesson curls it in, and Hjartarson nearly got there. It was Hauksson, rather. Here, the bleach blonde in the Iceland team. Hjartarson was waiting in the middle. Had Hauksson got there. Bit of a risky ball there. Back to Charlie Crew, and that's very loose. Cole Campbell got that initially before Ronan Capacchio. Cardiff played it well. Has conceded a corner though. Iceland's first of the afternoon. Towards the near post. Dylan Lawler got his head to it. Ball inside to Stefan Stefansson. Little touch forward. Nearly found Cole Campbell. George Morgan couldn't control it. Charterson trying to get forward. It's out for a throw. Well, after Cymru had the best of the opening exchanges, seems that it's Iceland who have settled best now. We've had the best of the last 5 or 6 minutes. Now then, Charlie Crew spreading the ball out wide, finding Louis Giles. Giles with a deep cross, but that's beyond everyone. Ball out for the goal kick. As we see again, Cymru setting up for the high press. And it nearly worked out there. George Morgan nearly blocking that pass out of the defence. And now Cymru have stolen possession. Charlie Crew hits it out wide. Twos to the byline. Wins a corner. I think the defender could have left that one for the goalie. It's Cody Twos. He's come into the team. He came on as a sub on Wednesday. Did well there. Short corner again. Twos. Charlie Crew, 2 men around him. Wasn't the best pass back to him by Twos, in all fairness. Again, Iceland putting pressure on themselves, really, trying to play the ball out at the back. A few times now already during this first quarter of an hour. They've nearly conceded possession and paid dearly for it, trying to play out the back. And this time, it's resulted in a Cymru throw-in. Quite a promising position. Ronan Capaccio will take it. Gets the ball back. Throw by Iwan Morgan. Gave the ball straight to his opposite number. Penabont have now got a second goal in that game against Bala. It's 2-2 in the dying seconds of that match. Was Kane Owen. Played for Cymru Ek the other night against England. He's the one who's popped up with that equaliser for Penabont. Lawler finding Capaccio. He's Dylan Lawler again. Crew. 2-1 Morgan. Morgan beats Charterson. Giles with a cross. And it hit the bar. Nearly dipped in over Thorhalsson. Don't think, I'm pretty sure actually that's not what Louis Giles intended. Cross might have been caught on the wind. Ivar Thorhalsson in the Iceland goal, wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Cymru will have a free kick down by the corner flag. Louis Giles and Charlie Crew deliberating. Is he going to be an in-swinger or an out-swinger? Cymru captain giving the signal. Referee sorting a few things out in the middle before the kick is taken. Crew leaves it. Giles! Right across the face of goal. Dylan Lawler nearly got to it. But even after Lawler missed it, the ball nearly snuck in at the back post. Thor Halsen turning his head just in time to see the ball slip out for a goal kick. But this is better from Cymru, having been under the cosh for a few minutes. So Halsen with a long kick this time into the wind. Ronan Capaccio stealing the ball, and he's on the charge now. Tries to check back. Schartensen stole the ball and was then fouled. Capaccio, frustrated challenge after losing the ball there. Lucky maybe to escape without a yellow card. Long ball forward. Headed on by Gudjonsson, but only as far as a red shirt. Louis Giles' ball forward nearly got to Iwan Morgan. Morgan then nearly stole the ball as well. Alfie Tuck of Queen's Park Rangers showing his frustration that the throw went Iceland's way. Wonderfully done by Charlie Crew. And of course, once I said that, he gave the ball away. Bit of a battle in the middle of the field has resulted in a foul on Jacob Cook and a free kick for Cymru. Dominic Starry, the referee, having a quick word with the Iceland player. Schartensen was knocked over first of all and then turned around and tipped Jacob Cook. More direct ball this time by Cymru. Skips forward into the arms of Thor Halsen. Now Iceland decide to play the direct ball. Cole Campbell couldn't quite keep it in play. I think the wind might be causing the players slightly more problem than it would appear. Cole Campbell couldn't judge that one. Schartensen gives the ball away in midfield. Huge goal at the bottom of the Cymru Premier. Deep in injury time, Aberystwyth have gone ahead against Flint. It's 1-0 there in the dying embers of that game. What a huge result that would be for Aberystwyth. They've been in the Cymru Premier since the very start, of course, never been relegated. Close to being, or looking dead and buried a couple of weeks back. They were 4 points from safety. A couple of big wins. Suddenly they're pushing for that European playoff spot. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Either way, that's a big, big win if it stays that way. Aberystwyth with 1, Flint 0 at the moment. It's 0-0 here at Dragon Park. And Cole Campbell is on the charge. And he's found Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson was just offside. Wonderful run by Cole Campbell there. I think Gudjonsson was offside. He got there before Margetson. The new Saints have added a 7th against Cardiff Met. Cymru coming forward here. Iwan Morgan with a cross. George Morgan was waiting in the middle. But the defender got there first. We're into the second quarter here at Dragon Park, and both teams have now settled, starting to create more and more chances. Louis Giles, deep corner, headed out. Alfie Tuck won the ball back, but illegally. Free kick taken a bit too quickly for Mr. Starry's liking. Both players seem to be pulling at each other's arms there, in fairness. Heavy touch by Daniel Ingi Johannesson.
Let's go! Let's bring it!
The best ball forward by Dylan Lawler. Shartan Song brings the ball down and then gives it away. The ball over the top. Hits Iwan Morgan on the back of his head just for a moment. Looked like the Swansea man had broken free. Capaccio. Ball through the defender's legs, back to George Morgan. Crew finds George Morgan again, 2 men around him. Gudjonsson beats Dylan Lawler. He's on his own, but he's on the charge. He's got support now from Johannesson. Johannesson's low cross runs right across the penalty area. Ball back in towards the Welsh box. Cole Campbell allowed to get to the byline. The Borussia Dortmund player couldn't make the most of it. Iceland are actually ranked higher than Cymru. They were in pot B for the draw for this elite qualifying stage. Cymru were in pot C, despite the fact that Cymru won their initial qualifying group in Croatia. Iceland finished second in theirs. 2 victories against North Macedonia and Luxembourg, and then a heavy 4-0 defeat against group winners France. But it's quite clear from the first half an hour or so here that Iceland had a decent team. Then the 17s have actually qualified for the finals on 3 occasions since the tournament was inaugurated 20 years ago. Cymru, as I mentioned at the start, have never thus far made the promised land of the finals. A win this afternoon, though, would change all that. And the hosts have a corner, their 5th of the afternoon. Short corner. Cross takes a deflection. Gudjonsson jumped but missed the ball, allowing Cymru to steal the ball back. Gudjonsson dropped deep to help with the defence, with 3 or 4 Welsh shirts around him. He lost possession. George Morgan with a cross. He's eventually cleared. A long hoof down the ground. No one there for Iceland, though. Derby County's Dan Cox. Pass the ball back to Kit Margetson. This is Dylan Lawler. Long crossfield ball by Lawler. Finds Iwan Morgan. Morgan. 2 men around him. He's got away from both of them. Shots blocked. Come back to Louis Giles. Giles with a cross. Morgan! I think a shot might have hit his fellow player. But again, a chance for Louis Giles to cross. And off the defender. And over the bar. A sliced clearance. Had Ivar Thorhalsson backtracking in a bit of a panic. But the ball cleared the Iceland crossbar. It's just going to be a corner. It was Sylvie Stefansson with a miss kick. Giles chips it across. It's headed away. The shot comes in. And Cymru are ahead. It's Alfie Tuck of Queen's Park Rangers. And after half an hour at Dragon Park, it's Cymru 1, Iceland 0. A lovely shot by the QPR player. Good little period of pressure for Cymru. Ball headed out. Lovely left foot shot on the half volley from 18 yards. And Alfie Tuck and his teammates wheeling away in delight. It's a long way to go, but as it stands, Wales are going to qualify for the finals of the European Under-17 Championship. Very well taken goal. Straight away though, Iceland charging forward. Charlie Crew did well. Cymru nearly gave the ball away. It's an intriguing battle developing between Charlie Crew, the Cymru captain, and Cole Campbell. Shattenson diving in there. Long kick forward. Headed out for a Cymru throw-in. Sgorio with a foul this time on Dylan Lawler. Bit of frustration already sneaking in to the Iceland play. I think that would have looked worse than it was on an initial viewing. Didn't look as bad of a foul. Slow down. But it's allowed Cymru another opportunity to come forward. Iwan Morgan back to Crew. Giles gets the ball back from the goal scorer Alfie Tuck. Man from Queen's Park Rangers, who's predictably nicknamed Tucky. And he took that ball into the back of the net very well, didn't he? Iwan Morgan cutting inside, shooting from distance. And he hit it well. Thorhalsson watched it all the way. Suddenly Cymru have got their tails up. Shots coming in from distance. Dan Cox back to Kit Margetson. It's Cymru this time. Well, initially tried to play it short out the back. Kick downfield, gave the ball away. No handball either. Sigurdsson with the ball through. It's found Johannesson. Johannesson, shot blocked. And surely there was a push by Kjartansson. Indeed there was. It's a lovely ball through there. There's Jon Arnur Sigurdsson, who found Daniel Ingi Johannesson. And it was a shot after Johannesson cut back. It was well blocked. And a bit of luck that the ball then didn't drop to an Iceland player. George Morgan battling to retain possession and looking for a foul. But the referee's whistle was not forthcoming. Gudjonsson. Louis Giles got in the way of the attempted pass. Tuck. Back to Dan Cox. And we saw the other night, after Cymru went ahead, how patient they can be in possession. Frustrating the opposition, keeping the ball, passing it around. And again, Iwan Morgan happy to go back to retain possession. Ball chipped out to Ronan Capaccio. Capaccio beating the first man, Cole Campbell, back to help with the defensive duties. But Charlie Crew's stolen the ball now, and Crew's fallen. But it was a good, clean tackle. No real complaints by the Cymru players either. Mr. Starry, the referee, didn't waste any time. Made it clear very, very quickly that it was a clean tackle. Aukason on the charge and winning a free kick. Did well there. Bjarki Hauksson beat Alfie Tuck initially. Alfie Tuck wasn't having it. Chased back and committed the foul, as so often happens. Johannesson to take the kick. Not the best. Knocked back into the Cymru area. Here's Kjartansson. Alfie Tuck concedes the corner. Should be Iceland's second of the afternoon. Cole Campbell has gone across to take it. Crowd of players in the Welsh 6-yard box. Campbell swings it in towards the near post, headed out by Lawler. Sigurdsson couldn't control it. Confident back header by Dylan Lawler into the hands of Kit Margetson. Knew exactly where his goalkeeper was there, Lawler. Capaccio plays it forward, finds Iwan Morgan in acres of space. Iwan Morgan on a charge into the penalty area. And then, at the vital time, missed his kick. Iceland again playing themselves into pressure. And the result of that, of course, is after trying to play it out short from the back, that they have to hoof it down the field. It's going to be a throw in for Cymru. Morgan with a header on. Capaccio trying to find George Morgan. Capaccio finds George Morgan. With 5 minutes to go in this first half, Cymru will be happy with this. Keep the ball down near the corner flag on that side of the pitch. And that was poor. Jacob Cook failing to control it and conceding a throw in. Cole Campbell's touch. Cymru stealing possession. Here's Cody Twos this time. And now Cymru playing themselves into some difficulties in the middle of the park. But eventually winning a free kick. Dan Cox. Out to Louis Giles. Giles curls it in, but beyond everyone. And again, you do wonder if perhaps the wind is stronger than it seems out on the pitch. That's not the first time a cross has been overhit by a Cymru player in this first half. The wind is quite strong into his face. Well, Ivar Thorhalsson clearly doesn't care because he's hitting this one long. And he seems to have been slightly caught on the wind there. Morgan. 2 men again on him. Tuck. Lovely little turn by him, and again. Charlie Crew with a loose pass, giving Iceland a chance to break. Gudjonsson after this one, but concedes a foul. Well, we all know Eidur Gudjonsson, Daniel's dad. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, he's part of a much bigger Gudjonsson dynasty than that. Both his older brothers have already played for the senior Iceland team. His grandfather, Arnor, also played for Iceland. He was actually subbed off one Iceland game back in 1996. So his son, Eidur, could come on instead of him. Quite a dynasty. Quite a name for this player to live up to. But he is undoubtedly the danger man for Iceland. He was fouled there. Daniel's uncle, Arno Bjorg, Eidur's half-brother, will be following this. He's also a professional footballer. He's moved back to Iceland now, but he was on Swansea City's books for a while. Daniel himself, now with Malmö in Sweden. But he has spent his previous years in two of the biggest academies in world football. Spent a few years with Barcelona before then moving on to Real Madrid, before moving to Malmö last year. Cymru will hope that he has a quiet afternoon today. But in the last minute of the first half. The first period, that's gone very well for Cymru. They want to make sure that they get in at half-time with this one-goal advantage intact. The ball forward, though, to Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson's touch. Couldn't find Johannesson. Charlie Crew was fouled. As Bjarki Hauksson tried to win the ball back. Virtually no added time played by Mr. Starry. First half brought to an end. And as it stands, Cymru are 45 minutes away from reaching the finals of the UEFA European Under-17 Championship. Alfie Tuck's goal after half an hour, the difference between the teams. The score at the half at Dragon Park, Cymru Under-17 1, Iceland Under-17 0. We'll be back with the second half in about a quarter of an hour. Welcome back to Dragon Park National Football Development Centre, where Cymru under-17 are 45 minutes away from qualifying to the UEFA European Under-17 Championship for the first time. And immediately at the beginning of the second half, they come forward. Cross just beyond Iwan Morgan. Here is Morgan cutting into the penalty area. Louis Giles forward to Alfie Tuck, scorer of Cymru's goal in that first half. Iceland have made a change at half-time. Bjarki Hauksson has left and Cesar Hardarson has come on in his place. George Morgan. His attempted cross, bounced back off him, and out for a throw-in for Iceland. Just to give you a quick rundown of how things stand in the group. If Cymru were to hold on here and take the win, they would move to 6 points and be on top of the group, above Scotland in second with 3 points, and both Montenegro and Iceland would have a point apiece. And with one game to go, because head-to-head results take precedence over general goal difference and goals scored as a tiebreaker, Scotland could not catch Cymru at the top of the table. So a win this afternoon guarantees Cymru a finish at the top of Group 2 and a place in Hungary in a couple of months' time. An Iceland goal in the second half, though, would change all that. And they are coming forward again with Cole Campbell. Very much to the fore in that first half. This is Gudjonsson, who's freed Campbell. Campbell turns inside. Couldn't quite get a shot away. But it's those two men in the Icelandic forward line who are the danger. Daniel Gudjonsson, number 9, and this man, Cole Campbell of Borussia Dortmund. Gudjonsson threading the pass through the eye of a needle there. Unfortunately for Cymru, Campbell could not get a shot away. But an early reminder at the beginning of the second half, there's a long way to go. Craig Knight can't book those plane tickets to Hungary just yet. And Iceland will have the first corner of the second half. It's a throw-in, rather. Louis Giles missed his kick. And the ball ran through to Kit Margetson in the Cymru goal. George Morgan fell. Play on, says Mr. Starry, the Czech referee. They throw in for Cymru on the far side. Cardiff City's Ronan Capaccio will take it, as he did many a time during that first half. He was down the right, but Cymru made most of their progress. Back heel by George Morgan, couldn't quite find Capaccio. Iceland now on the break with Cole Campbell trying to find good Jonsson. Jonsson was strong. Back heel. Couldn't find the intended target though. Iwan Morgan. The kick down the ground. Having to chase his own clearance. Dan Cox stepping in, trying to find Iwan Morgan. Ball over the defence this time. Does find Iwan Morgan. Swansea man into the penalty area and past this man. Iwan Morgan went for it himself from the tight angle. And his shot right across the face of goal. Well, that's the kind of confidence that scoring 2 goals on your international debut will give you. Iwan Morgan. Maybe it was more of a shot come cross because George Morgan was arriving in the middle. Either way, it nearly doubled Cymru's advantage. Dan Cox with an important tackle at the other side of the pitch. It's important that Cox timed that correctly, or Daniel Gudjonsson would have been away. Stefansson with a crossfield ball. Ball chipped across, and Iceland have equalised. Daniel Ingi Johannesson. He quickly checked over his shoulder and will be delighted to realise that the linesman's flag remained down. And after a little over 5 minutes of the second half, Iceland have equalised. The deep ball was chipped back across and found Daniel Ingi Johannesson on his own. And he made no mistake from around 6 yards. So we could put those qualifications, celebrations on hold for now. As it stands, Cymru are still on top of the group, but it's wide open again now. But I will say it again, a long way to go, both this afternoon and potentially on Tuesday, when the last round of games are played. Alfie Tuck, back to Dan Cox. Charlie Crew smacks it forward. And it's come for Iwan Morgan. Morgan! The shot was on target. And Thorhalsson couldn't hold on to it in the first instance. Fortunately for him, there wasn't a red shirt around to get to the rebound before him. Ball chipped across field. Lands on the foot of Cole Campbell. Not the best touch by the Icelandic number 10. And immediately there's a chance for Cymru to come forward now. Pass again intended for Iwan Morgan. Asking too much of the Cymru number 9 there. Ball comes to Charlie Crew in midfield. Finds Alfie Tuck. Tuck switches back inside. Crew again. And again. Finds Iwan Morgan. Morgan hits it forward. Crew had continued his run. And the ball nearly found the feet of the Cymru captain. Charlie Crew involved from box to box there. Couldn't quite get his shot away, but here he is again, and he's stolen the ball again and found Iwan Morgan this time. Morgan with a cross! And it was George Morgan at the back post who couldn't turn it in. Possible that the defender got the slightest of touches to put him off, but that was a real chance for Cymru. But they are coming forward again now. Louis Giles back to Tuck. Cymru have responded well to that equaliser. Charlie Crew has been at the centre of everything since then. Cross couldn't quite find George Morgan. And now Iceland break. Cole Campbell putting his foot down, but he's not quick enough to catch that one. But here's that Cymru chance a few moments ago. Iwan Morgan got his head up, chipped the ball across. And I think it was just the presence of Thorn Björnsson that put George Morgan of Everton off. Huge escape, that one, for Iceland, though. Here is George Morgan again. He provides the cross this time. Blocked by Sigurdsson. Cymru will have their first corner of the second period. Louis Giles gave us a signal. It's a short corner this time. Cody Twos wins another corner. Now if Cymru wanted to push even more for a second goal, they do have attacking options on the bench, of course. Biancheri and Isaka both scored the other night. Iceland get the ball clear. And indeed, Cymru are preparing for a change. And it looks like it is Gabriele Biancheri who's going to be coming on in a few moments' time. But there's a chance here for Cymru. George Morgan keeping the ball in play. Short ball to Alfie Tuck. Tuck with a cross. It was Jacob Cook. Flew in at the far post. But he committed a foul as he did so. Cymru have responded very well and very positively to their Iceland equaliser. And here comes a double Cymru change, and it is those two strikers that I mentioned. Freddie Zaka of Plymouth Argyle comes on, as will Gabriele Biancheri of Manchester United. As we saw on Wednesday night, both these players know where the net is. And it's Alfie Tuck, the goal scorer this afternoon, who's left the pitch for Gabriele Biancheri. So that's actually a striker for the midfielder. Pretty positive move, that one. Blatant push in the back there by Daniel Ingi Johannesson, the Icelandic scorer. Dan Cox with the kick. Giles lifts the ball high, bounces out for the throw in. Stefan Stefansson keen to get on with it. Daniel Gudjonsson's shirt was pulled. It's going to be a free kick. In a promising position here for Iceland. There's not much in that, to be honest. Dan Cox adjudged to have committed in defence. Johannesson and Cole Campbell around this one. Campbell leaves it. It's a short free kick. Blatantly a set piece designed on the training ground. Didn't quite work out. Just over an hour gone at Dragons Park as the Icelandic contingent raise their voices. And in response, the Cymru supporters do the same. It's a bit of an atmosphere here now. Has been a pretty open second half, especially since Iceland equalised. Dan Cox assessing his options, no real pressure on him. Plays the ball across the back to Dylan Lawler. Cabacchio inside to Toos. Toos dances, passes the ball across to Louis Giles. This is Zaka, who's just come on. Try to find Biancheri. Ball's come to Toos. Giles inside to Crew. Crew's pass forward towards Zaka. Zaka falls! And he was looking for it. And Mr. Starry is over very quickly to tell Freddie Zaka that. And the substitute, who's just come on, is the first player to be booked this afternoon. And as we see it again, there may have been some slight minimal contact, but Zaka was already on his way down. It's a fine through ball to find Zaka there, though. Sigurdsson, who's down for Iceland. So while Sigurdsson
has some treatment. You look at that Iceland equaliser. Johannesson ghosted in. It was Louis Giles who lost him. And the header beyond Kit Margetson. And parity was restored. As you can see on the camera lens there, a few drops of rain started to fall in Newport. Iceland down to 10 men just for the moment. Sigurdsson having to leave, having received some treatment. Long ball forward. Good Jonsson after it. He's never going to catch that one. Saka's touch does find Charlie Crew. Crew's attempted crossfield pass slipped away from him. And behind Cody Twos, out for the throw-in. Suddenly, it's gone very quiet around Dragon Park. The atmosphere, a bit tense now, a bit nervous. With 25 minutes to go. And Iceland are going to make a second change. It's Sigurdsson who received treatment a few minutes ago. John Arnar Sigurdsson, who's leaving. And he's going to be replaced by Noel Atli Arnorsson. He plays his club football for KR Akureyri. Most of these Iceland players play for clubs in the top division in their native Iceland. But very few of them have made any league appearances so far. A handful of them have played in some cup games for their club's senior side. They are still very young, of course. Long ball forward. Finds Johan Morgan. Morgan cuts inside. And he goes himself with the side of his right foot. Tried to catch the goalkeeper out. But O'Halson was very much awake to the danger. Freddie Saka was charging forward to the left of Johan Morgan. It could have been another option. But the Swansea player's shot was on target, to be fair. Another loose ball by Iceland. Giles with a throw. Finds a Xhaka. Good Jonsson. Gave the ball away this time. Nice little back heel by Charlie Crew. And Freddie Saka brought down. Charlie Crew keen to get on with it, taking the free kick quickly. That was his lovely little flick. That set Saka away. And then it was Kjartansson who brought Saka down. Kjartansson again. Iceland give the ball away. We're into the final quarter. It remains 1-1. The group remains wide open. As it stands, Wales would lead the way going into the final round of games. And finishing second in the group is likely to be enough to qualify. There are 8 qualifying groups in this second stage. The 8 group winners will qualify, and the 7 best runners-up. So there's only going to be one unlucky loser. Louis Giles with a throw. Biancheri dispossessed. Cole Campbell on another weaving run, but he's run into trouble there. Took a dive, didn't get a free kick out of it. Ball out to Freddy Izaka. Izaka into the penalty area, turns one way then the other. Izaka still going, gets to the dead ball line, brings it back. Biancheri didn't catch the shot as he would have wanted. That was more than half a chance for Cymru. Bodies flying everywhere. It's Gudjonsson, landed on the deck. Referee happy for play to go on. Ball's come back to Freddy Izaka once again. 2 men sliding in. And eventually, it's going to be a goal kick. Izaka was convinced that the ball had gone out off Kjartansson. But the referee had other ideas. This was Izaka's previous run. Shape to shoot and turn the other way. Draw the cross back. Biancheri was falling backwards as he got his shot away. United man should have done better. There's so much has been said of Gabriele Biancheri during the past few weeks. So much is expected from him. So yellow card there. Still on Lawler. It's quite clearly hanging on to Daniel Gudjonsson there. Set for Hungary, the hosts, the only other team that have qualified for the finals this summer so far are the Republic of Ireland. Markinson nearly dropped that one. 7 of the 8 elite qualifying groups will conclude on Tuesday. Ireland's group finished a couple of weeks ago. They actually finished above Italy in that group on goals scored, having drawn with the Italians. Gudjonsson is onside and on the charge. Flick inside to Cole Campbell. Campbell couldn't quite control it. Not sure how necessary that little flick by Gudjonsson was. Cymru coming forward now. Biancheri falls. Gets nothing from the referee. Kit Margetson, the edge of his own penalty area in the sweeper position. Cymru starting again from the back. It's patient play, which we've grown so accustomed to in the last couple of games. Izaka forward to Biancheri. Biancheri back to Izaka. He did well there, the number 10. Izaka's cross. It's cleared away by Kjartansson. It's a promising little move that by Cymru. 2 Serbs combining. Izaka decides to go himself, and he was fouled this time. Stefan Stefansson, who tugged Atisaka's shirt. See it again now. Again, not much in it. But this referee, Mr. Starry, has been picking up on these little niggles all game. Little shirt pulls, that kind of thing. The net result is a free kick for Cymru. In a pretty promising position on the left-hand side of the Iceland penalty box. 2 men around it. Louis Giles leaves it. Crew with a short ball along the ground. Found Iwan Morgan. Morgan wins the corner. Again, clearly a set piece designed on the training ground. And I was asking a lot of Iwan Morgan to turn and find the net from that angle. Giles towards the far post, and the header over the bar. And that was a real chance. Ball curled in towards the back post. It was Dan Cox who got up very, very well. Got his head to it, but couldn't keep the ball down. Quarter of an hour to go at Dragon Park. I do feel this could still go either way. Despite Cymru having the best of the second half, Iceland have looked dangerous at times. And of course, they did get that equaliser. Sun's back out for the last 15 minutes. Throw in for Cymru. Seem to be planning another change. 2 it would seem. Dan Cox nearly put Cymru back ahead a few minutes ago with a header. Cymru steal the ball again. Louis Giles, Saka in front of him. The Cymru throw in, Giles takes it. Back to Charlie Crew, the Cymru captain. Ball across to Cook. Cook from distance! And the goal, he nearly made a hash of it. Well, the Swansea man hit that very, very well. Head down, laces through it, swerved a bit in the air as well, I think. And Ivar Thorhalsson got his hands to it. But his punch only deflected over the bar. Short corner again by Cymru, and carelessly this time as an offside. Well, we know that Jacob Cook can score from distance. He actually won Swansea City's February Goal of the Month competition to scoring from the halfway line for the youth team against Peterborough. But that shot there, which was saved, the last thing that he does this afternoon, because he's just left. Joe Andrews taking his place. Braden Clark of Wolves has also come on for Dylan Lawler. Those changes, a bit more defensive-minded by Craig Knight. Craig Knight from Wrexham actually played one league game for his hometown side back in the early 90s. He'll be delighted to hear that Wrexham have won again this afternoon. 3-0 victory for them against York. Not so good news is that Notts County won as well. They put 4 past Scunthorpe, so the gap at the top of the National League remains 3 points. But Wrexham do have a game in hand. Isaka. Ran into the defender there. It was Biancheri who then committed the foul. Such a busy weekend of football. And it's the main event tonight, of course, live on S4C from Split, as the senior Cymru men's team start their qualification campaign for Euro 2024. They couldn't have found a more difficult place to start if they tried. Away to Croatia, who've never lost an European qualifier at home. This Cymru U17 team did win in Croatia a few months ago, though. In the initial qualifying round, they won 2-0, thanks to goals by Joe Hart and Troy Perret, so it is possible. Good Johnson from distance. That wasn't going to go into trouble. Kit Margetson. Well, that, had that come off, it would have been the goal of the season. Nowhere near, though, by Good Johnson. Ball chipped forward. Louis Giles cuts inside, finds Isaka. Shot blocked. Biancheri battling for the ball on the ground. Back on his feet now. The Cymru number 10. Joe Andrews, the substitute. Thanks Dan Cox in the centre circle. Louis Giles now. Crew out to Isaka. Isaka, a bit of time and space. Charges forward again into the penalty area. He was asking a lot of himself there. Breeden Clark passes the ball back to Margetson. Charlie Crew hits the ball out to Ronan Capaccio. Capaccio, one of 7 Cardiff City Academy players in this Cymru squad. It's another former Cardiff player, Biancheri. Iwan Morgan couldn't get his cross in. The chance is still there. Cody Twos thought he should have had a corner. Cymru putting the pressure again on Iceland as they try to play it out from the back. And belatedly, Mr. Starry does give a free kick for Iceland. A few words being said between a couple of the players on the other side of the field. Dominic Starry, the referee, got there very, very quickly to make sure that nothing escalated. Charlie Crew, forward to Isaka, who has played for the Plymouth Argyle first team this year. Crew finds Biancheri, Biancheri into the area, low cross, pull back. Iwan Morgan battling for it. crowd of Iceland defenders get the ball away. Isaka's cross this time. Morgan couldn't get his head to it. It's come to Cody Twos. Twos assessing his options, looking for support. Crew was there with him. Goes back to Capaccio. Crew, the Welsh captain, seems to have been everywhere in the second half. Capaccio wins the throw. Spent a lot of time this afternoon taking throw-ins on that far side. Ronan Capaccio. Gets the ball back from Cody Twos. Capaccio gets his head up. Goes short to Biancheri. Crew's cross is blocked. That'll be a goal kick. Five minutes to go. Further change for Cymru. Iwan Morgan worked hard this afternoon without getting the same success as he did on Wednesday night. He's going to be replaced for the last 5 minutes by Troy Perrett of Cardiff City. Central midfielder coming on for the striker. But as I mentioned a few minutes ago, Troy Perrett knows where the goal is as well. He scored against Croatia in October. Pacquiao. It's the ball forward. Stays in play. Twos with a little flick. Crew gets the loose ball first. Can Cymru break here? This is Joe Andrews on the charge. Finds Freddie Zaka. Zaka on the side of the area. Finds Andrews. Andrews! And maybe he shouldn't have taken that extra touch. The ball was there to be hit. But Andrews of Southampton decided to try and get into a slightly better position. That's a totting up procedure that has led to that yellow card. Dominic Starry making that very clear to Kjartan Kjartansson, who has put himself about quite a bit this afternoon, I think it's fair to say, the Iceland number 6. And it's difficult to hide from the referee when you've got bleach blonde hair. Triple substitution for Iceland. Breki Baldursson leaving. Thomas Johannesson also leaving. And Cole Campbell is the third to leave. One Johannesson leaves and another Johannesson comes on. Olli Melander also on. Elvar Gudmundsson is the last of the substitutes to come on. Biancheri back to Capaccio. Twos try to force his way through a crowd of defenders. Dan Cox. Out to Louis Giles. Acres of space for the Cymru number 3. Finds Biancheri. Manchester United player couldn't quite bring it down. Capaccio doing well to regain possession. He's got Biancheri in front of him. Biancheri! And it's only going to be a corner. And I think the Cymru number 10 knew that. Didn't quite control the ball as he'd hoped. And then he fell very, very easily. having another look at it. Well, there was contact, and I think Biancheri was looking for it, to be fair. Cymru's 11th corner of the afternoon as we go into the last minute of the 90. There's a high foot there by Troy Perret. Because of that, a yellow card was quickly forthcoming for the Cardiff City substitute. Charlie Crew chips it forward into the path of Biancheri. The ball just skipped away from him on the damp surface. On the turn, it was a lovely ball over the top, to be fair, by Charlie Crew. The ball just didn't quite check as it pitched. So we're into injury time. Cymru will have a free kick. There'll be 4 minutes to add on. Will there be a late goal? Or will it all now come down to the last round of games on Tuesday? Joe Andrews. Fouled from behind. It's being pulled by Gudmundsson. Louis Giles on the charge, checks back inside. Charlie Crew, as ever, is there in support. Capaccio couldn't find twos. Cymru have got the ball back. Perret on to Biancheri. Biancheri battling with big Sylvie Stefansson, winning a throw-in. Is that a handball? Yes, it was. Bit unfortunate. Slight lack of concentration by Ronan Capaccio, maybe. He's been very much to the fore down that right side this afternoon. That does present a chance, though, for Iceland to hit this long. A goal for them now. Change everything again. Biancheri into the penalty area. Zaka's in the middle. Biancheri goes himself and forces the save out of Ivar Thorhalsson on his near post. Cymru will have a corner deep into injury time. Iceland haven't cleared yet! And the shot flashes past the post. On the volley. Gabriele Biancheri, I think it was. Short corner. Louis Giles chipped it in. So close. It was actually Freddie Zaka. Great technique by the Plymouth Argyle man. That was so close to being the moment that would have secured qualification for Cymru with a game to spare. That's a loose pass back to Markinson. He dealt with it well. A few tired bodies out there now. We'll have to do it all again on Tuesday. Both games will start at the same time. Iceland against Scotland. Montenegro against Cymru. All 4 teams, as it stands, can still qualify. Can Cymru qualify now? Giles out to Izaka. One last chance, maybe. We're in the dying embers of this game now. Izaka to the byline. Wins a corner. There should be time for it. Cymru's 13th corner of the afternoon. Will it be 13th time lucky? Charlie Crew will swing this one in. It's a short corner, in fact, back to Crew. Biancheri's with him. Louis Giles towards the back post. It hasn't been well cleared. A second shot, it's the bar. It was Joe Andrews who struck it. Louis Giles now, his shot blocked. And eventually the ball out for a throw-in, and that is the end. But Cymru, right at the end, were this close to securing qualification. Joe Andrews, the substitute, just hit it too well, maybe, and the ball off the bar. And it finishes 1 apiece at Dragon Park. So as it stands, I'll give you a quick rundown of the table before the last round of games. Cymru remain on top with 4 points from 2 games. Scotland are second with 3 points. Iceland now have 2, and Montenegro, who could still qualify, have 1 point at the bottom of the group. So we'll be back here Tuesday lunchtime for the decisive game. Cymru against Montenegro, and let's hope that by the end of that game, Cymru will be on the way to Hungary and will have qualified for the European Under-17 Championship for the first time. So close to making it today, but it wasn't quite to be. Final score at Dragon Park: Cymru Under-17 1, Iceland Under-17 1.
Hello.